What's a bad miracle? They got a word for that?
Yeah, nah.
Yod hey bow hey. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself. Hey, knock it off. Come, I order thee. In the name of the most holy Trinity. Come, I order thee. Well, that was fun. No, wait. I need to dismiss the spirit. So do I. Where's the bathroom?
We're all brought here for the same purpose. We're being hunted.
What?
This planet is a game preserve. We're the game.
This Organized Chaos podcast is brought to you by JEMS Art Studio. This podcast is also brought to you by listeners like you. Thank you.
Hello, and welcome back to another Organized Chaos podcast. My name is Bobby Quarters. With me is Bob. Bob, how are you, man?
I am here. I am existing. The internet's an interesting place, but yes, I am still here.
It is an
myself.
intriguing landscape.
Yes. There's lots of things I want to say, but instead I'll just say we have a pretty exciting show. We actually do have.
Yeah, we do.
We actually have a pretty big news segment coming up because, God, lots of news came out, concluding with like all the Marvel stuff towards the end of the week.
Which it was almost looking like a ghost town at a Comic-Con, apparently.
Really? Was it?
Well, I had read, I remember, I think it was at the end of day one, or I had read some reports saying that, no news on anything Marvel at all.
Yeah. And
I'm just kind of like, I know Feige. He's going to wait until either the last day or whatever day their panel is.
Yeah.
Then I looked it up, and it was like, oh, it's not even until, Sunday. So. Yeah,
of course they're not going to announce stuff till their panel. That's when you do that. That's when you...
And then the leak came.
Excuse me. But yeah, we got some exciting news, but we also got some movies to watch. We got the new Jordan Peele movie, Nope, which is, it's awesome, but we will get to that.
Yeah. It was good. It was good. I enjoyed it.
We're going to discuss the 1985 cinematic classic, Ghoulies.
Masterpiece.
Absolute masterpiece, without doubt.
Masterpiece. A stunning achievement of visual and practical effects.
Well, I believe it was based on a William Shakespeare play, wasn't it?
I thought it was based off Socrates.
Maybe. It could have been Agatha Christie, too. There is a mystery element to it, so maybe.
The Hardy Boys.
Yes. And then we are concluding with the next chapter in the Predator saga, Predator 3, also known as Predators. I don't know if they got the memo from Aliens. The second one's supposed to just be the plural one, not the third one, guys. Come on.
Yeah, I have comments, but we'll get to it.
Yeah, no, I have comments too. But yes. But we actually have a fair amount of news. Are you ready to dive in?
Yeah, we need to get into the news.
Yes. First up.
So,
you want to read this or shall I?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
So, about a day after we recorded last week, I had seen something on Facebook that was a screenshot of a tweet from Rob Zombie. And that's everything that is here. It pretty much states, how the hell did everyone hear that the Munsters cost $40 million? fuck. I wish I had that kind of money for a project. He kind of broke it down, saying that if you put together all the films that he did, it doesn't even come up to 30 million. So, yeah, we need to recant that we said that he spent 40 million on this, because obviously that was not true. Because I believe anyone but the gift horse, and the gift horse has spoken. Yeah, the internet does like to make up lies.
Yeah.
So apparently there's been a lot more. The stuff about it going to Peacock or Paramount was news to me when I read it.
Yeah, that was news to me. Actually, I assumed it was coming to theaters, but...
Yeah, I thought it was too, but I had also remember reading something about the Netflix when the original deal was signed.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't remember where I read the report on it. It was like I think it was probably one of the outlets.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. The internet will spread crazy rumors. So yeah, obviously it's a much cheaper budget. I do want to stress though, this movie looks way cheaper than his other movies, assuming they have a similar budget.
It does definitely look like I'm. It definitely looks more like almost like a student film.
Yeah. Well, one thing
or a YouTube film.
Mm-hmm. One thing I want to stress, like, I am not a huge fan of House of a Thousand Corpses, but at no point during watching that movie am I looking at and feeling like we're hitting budget restrictions. So he definitely knows how to handle a low budget. So it makes me wonder if the low budget quality has to be intentional then, though.
Well, if anything, I would probably say that the films that I think, without looking it up, would probably be his highest like budgets for film would probably be the first Halloween or maybe Devil's Rejects.
Possibly, yeah. Well, he could definitely get money for a Halloween movie for sure.
Well, yeah, the first
Halloween.
one, yeah. The franchise alone, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not as convoluted as most timelines, but you know we've gotten into that aspect before.
It's a little.
It's confusing. I mean, it's not like Jason confusing, but or quite as linear as Freddy.
Yeah. But yeah.
Or consistent, like Chucky.
So, movie wasn't made for 40 million, and I'm not even sure if it's any sort of passion project. Reading this, it just sounds like he was hired to direct for Universal.
Yeah.
So.
And I remember him hearing how much he loved them as a kid in interviews, so I assumed it was a passion project at that point.
Yeah, and it might be half and half. It might have been like something he really wanted to do, and then he ended up getting the opportunity, so he took it. So, yeah. Little details there. That being said, I still hate that trailer.
Yeah, I don't like the trailer either.
Does not change my opinion of that trailer whatsoever.
But we reported falsely.
Yes.
We're just owning up to it.
Absolutely. Now, what was the next story? Oh yes, the Rolling Stone article about the Zack Snyder bots. So, according to Rolling Stone, fake accounts fueled the Snyder Cut online army. Now, if you were to tell me, hey, there were bots that were part of the Snyder Cut movement, my response would have been, yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
But the extent of the bots, I didn't even realize. And it actually brings in the question, how many bots are we actually dealing with on the internet? It really kind of made me wonder. Now, the whole article I always thought was a little bit suspect, because who really gains to make money from this deal? Their primary resource is Warner Media, and they are the ones that would make the most money from this deal, not Zack Snyder. So him hiring
them
bots
and
seems a little bit suspect.
Them potentially, and any producers that have a cut of whatever market sales come from box office, streaming. I'd say home movie release, but I don't know. I think I might be one of the only few. You and me might be the only few people who still buy physical media.
Yeah. Well, hey, with the way I do my video work, physical media is way easier to rip. It is.
Oh God. It is.
And it with 4K, it's a chore too, but still easier.
Well, I mean, It certainly would beat like, trying to find individual clips and pulling them from YouTube, because then you have different
Oh God, YouTube is. I mean,
quality, video quality of them.
yeah,
and
YouTube
some are
is
just
good for quick
bad.
clips, but it's not reliable for quality. It's not reliable. You'll even find the goddamn clip you need. Not really.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I had all but this scenario, actually, what you just brought up. I
Yeah.
found the audio clip I needed for the edit I was telling you about last week.
Yeah.
I was going to do for Predators,
Yeah.
but I couldn't find the full cut, a quality clip length from Predators.
Oh.
I found several different ones, different frame size. Like, yeah, no, it would have been way too jarring.
Yeah. It happened.
Found the perfect audio clip of Red Foreman. Just call it saying, Eric, you're a dumbass.
Yeah. Well, we will get to that
The
because
perfect.
there's a lot to say about that one. And I do want to stress, I actually do overall like that movie, but there's definitely stuff to say.
I don't.
Oh, we're gonna we'll get to it.
Yeah,
Now-
we'll get to it.
Now, one thing, like when I first read this article, I'm like, this is super suspect. I suspect Paramount was at least in on it with Snyder. But
Well, yeah.
did you see Snyder's response?
No, I had not.
He posted this to Vero in response. And it's just a picture that says, if I advance, follow me. If I retreat, kill me. If I die, avenge me. Which is, in my opinion, some weird, cringy, like, goth shit. I don't even know how to describe it. But it also seems kind of guilty. I don't know why, like, if he's innocent, I don't know why he just didn't come out and say, hey, I don't know how you handle this from his perspective, but this is weird.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you're being on trial for something and you keep pleading the fifth and you think that that's a strong, your case is solid because you keep pleading the fifth, because that clearly shows innocence.
Yeah, that's not what the fifth does.
That's an interesting reply.
Yeah. No, to me...
I'm sorry, what was that?
Yeah, no, to me, it's like, when the story first broke, I was like, okay, I'm taking this with a grain of salt because Warner Media makes money from the Snyder Cut, no question. So I think they were at least in on it. But this response from him makes me think, oh, was that 100% true? Did he just buy bots to help push for a Snyder Cut? I mean, I guess if you really want to do a Justice League Snyder Cut, sure. But yeah, that response is just weird.
Yeah, but I mean, if you were wanting that in the beginning, why didn't he negotiate that within his contract?
I don't know. Maybe he just kind of fucked up or something. Maybe they bought him out of his contract, and then he just wanted back in. And then,
wow.
But yeah, this is like weird, cringy stuff. I don't recommend just saying this is regular.
Yeah.
I believe. I don't want to say it because I don't have to correct it next week, because I'm pretty sure I know why I read it from, but then I don't remember for sure. But yeah, it's weird. But yes, the other story you brought to my attention, concerning buying support for things.
Yeah.
We have a selection of representatives, not really entertainment-wise, but it's worth bringing up, a selection of representatives who don't want to, who vote against Sweden and Finland joining NATO. And you know what? I don't have any facts other than this vote, but it certainly seems like they're bought by Russians.
Yeah, certainly. Like, bought and paid for.
Yeah, no.
Absolutely. And
go ahead.
Oh, I had read this today. I forgot. I didn't even have a chance to send this to you, but Miss Taylor in that photograph there, at a convention recently, had said something that definitely tried to make a move for the Republican Party to be more of a Christian nationalist party.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. They're definitely. Well, I mean, the party's already there. I was saying the party's moving that way.
It's already there, absolutely. They're just, it's just they're a rose impostering as a daisy at this point,
And since I'm not immune to actually calling people out, I'm just going to name off the 18 Republican senators who voted against two countries who 100% qualify for joining NATO from joining NATO.
Yeah.
So we're looking at Andy Biggs, Dan Bishop, Lauren Boebert.
Where are they? Do you happen to have where they're from?
Absolutely. Here, Andy Biggs is from Arizona. Dan Bishop's North Carolina. Lauren Boebert's Colorado. Madison Cawthorn is North Carolina. Ben Klein is Virginia. Michael Cloud from Texas. Warren Davison from Ohio. Ooh.
That's not surprising.
No. Matt Gates from Florida. Blah.
Yeah, shocker.
Bob Good from Virginia. Marjorie Taylor Greene from Georgia. H. Morgan Griffith from Virginia. Thomas Massey from Kentucky. Tom McClintock from California. Mary E. Miller from Illinois. Ralph Norman from South Carolina. Matthew M. Rosendale Sr. from Montana, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's the initials. Chip Roy from Texas.
M.O.?
MT.
M.O.? Yeah, MT? Yeah. Massachusetts, would it be?
Chip Roy from Texas and Jefferson Van Drew from New Jersey. But yeah, these listen, I don't know if they're bought by Russia, but I just find this vote super suspicious. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Yeah. Like what effect of those two countries joining NATO would affect them in the United States?
Well, it's been very public. They've wanted these countries to join NATO for a long time, and they didn't want to join until Russia did its stuff recently, and now they do want to join.
Yeah, all of NATO wish that they would join them, and it was only until recently that both countries have shown interest in going, you know what? Yeah, maybe we should join.
But are we ready to move on to happier news with Marvel?
Yes, let's talk about some happy stuff.
Marvel Phase 5. So they announced with a Black Panther 2 trailer, which I also want to add, I was really getting concerned whether or not Black Panther would either get released this year, because I hadn't heard too much about it except production troubles. But we got a little teaser trailer, and it looks good, and it will be concluding Phase 4.
Yeah, it really did look good, which is interesting that is now what's concluding Phase 4, because I remember, I think it was right when the first announcement of Phase 4, it said that Thor Love and Thunder would close out.
Well, they have rearranged
Phase 4. But I know that they also have rearranged them. There's projects that I know that they have announced that I have not heard anything or seen anything, like I believe the Iron Wars series.
Yeah.
The one with Rhodes.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that. Well, we still have Secret Wars coming, though, so that should be cool.
But we still have Secret Wars, which I'm very happy about that, because I was like, oh, did you hear that phone ringing, Bob?
But, yeah, we got a huge slate for Phase 5, and it looks awesome. Well, Bobby, before I get into the poll results I got, what are you most looking forward to in this phase?
Fucking Daredevil.
Daredevil? Yeah, lots of people are voting for Daredevil.
Daredevil?
I'm actually different. I'm really looking forward to Thunderbolts.
That also looks pretty cool, too. I'm not going to lie. I know that there was a trailer you said that I had mentioned that you hadn't seen.
Yeah, I have not seen the new She-Hulk trailer.
Out of this. Yeah, there is an appearance of what I believe to be Daredevil in it.
No. Well, apparently Daredevil's supposed to have a side story in Echo, too. And the rumor is his side story is that he's looking for Jessica Jones. It's like, intriguing.
Very much. Oh, wow. I just read this just now. Actor Paul Sorvino died today.
Oh yes, I was going to bring that up because I just saw that before the podcast. I don't have any. Cool.
I wasn't
set
sure.
up for it because it was like I was just kind of waking up, getting ready to set up the podcast.
Right.
But
oh wow.
But yeah, I will definitely before we get to Paul Sorvino, Thunderbolts is one of those comic book stories when I read that when that came out, that was so awesome. It's a superhero team that sets themselves up as just your standard cliche superhero team their motto is justice like lightning. It's like the corniest shit ever. And then you get to the then you get to the end of the first issue, where spoilers for like a 20 to 25-year-old comic book. It's revealed that the leader is actually Baron Zemo, and that it's a team of supervillains looking to gain influence within the government by posing as superheroes.
That sounds like a Zemo plot.
Yeah, convoluted as fuck, but you know what? He's like a super genius, and he could probably figure it out.
Yeah, he could definitely work something like that out. Absolutely.
But yeah, I love the idea they're concluding with like the villain version of Avengers. And I hope they do the Zemo version rather than the Suicide Squad-esque version that comes out later.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine if they do later, but
I'm also looking forward to the new Captain America movie too.
Well, part of the Thunderbolt storyline was they were able to become a big superhero team in the absence of other superheroes. I know it's Captain America 4 is called New World Order. It makes me wonder if something's going to happen to superheroes. I don't know.
Possibly. I mean, we know with Marvel, with Miss Marvel, they introduced mutants into the MCU. So I'm, very curious as to, what's this landscape going to look like now?
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I'm excited for Daredevil as well. I really want to see what Mahershala Ali does with Blade, who's actually in a movie we're going to be talking about later, who I completely forgot he was in it. Kang will be returning in Ant-Man 3, which should be cool.
We also got some preview art of that, too.
Oh, no, did you see that? Preview art, no.
Oh, it has Ant-Man and Wasp on it, but it also has Cassie Lane in like a purple suit.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's supposed to be what's the name of her character? Crap. I am brain farting. Her superhero identity.
I'm getting it.
Yeah. Cassandra Lang. That's not helpful.
Stature?
That sounds promising. Yeah, Stature. Okay, yes.
Stinger.
I'm thinking of Stature.
Stature and Stinger. Okay.
But yeah, this looks awesome. And
oh, you just found it?
Oh, no, I'm just looking at the whole lineup. But yeah, I asked the channel what some of their favorite things were, and I had to divide it up weird because YouTube polls only allow 5 items, so I divide it between 4. And I also messed up. I called them Phase 4 movies when they're Phase 5. But which Phase 5 movie are you most hyped about in 2023? The answer was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Of these 4, I would agree with that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Blade, maybe. I don't know. Ant-Man the Wasp with Kang. And I'm not. I think Marvel's falls in last place for me, but like I am interested to see that. And then which Phase 4 Disney or Phase 5 Disney Plus series in 2023? And it's almost a dead heat between Loki Season 2 and Secret Invasion, with Echo and Ironheart falling pretty far behind. I am interested in Echo, though. But yeah, I kind of agree with that, too. And then the 2024 projects, Agatha comes in last, with Daredevil coming in first, Captain America 4 coming in second, and then Thunderbolts in third. That's the only one where I really disagree, because I'm really pumped for Thunderbolts. But like Daredevil and Captain America, I'm pretty excited for those too.
Yeah.
But yes. And then the final news item, which I didn't get graphic setup for, was Paul Sorvino passing, which he was not a young man, but yeah, he is a great actor.
No, 83 years old, yeah. Most notably, I got to just mention Goodfellas right off the bat.
I was trying to think. I know movies he's in. Yes, definitely Goodfellas.
He was also, I know he was also in the Romeo and Juliet film. The one that came out in the
The
mid
90s
'90s
one?
with
Yeah, sounds right.
with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played Senor Montague.
That sounds
Or no.
right.
No, he played Juliet's father, Capulet. Yeah.
Yeah. And what wasn't the other father? Am I thinking
The other
of
father
him?
was Brian Dennehy.
I was about ready to say Brian Dennehy was one of the fathers, right? Okay. I was like, I'm not going insane.
Yeah, who was barely in the movie.
Oh shit, I don't remember. It's been so long since I've seen that. But yeah,
Yeah, I just remember the dads.
Oh shit, yeah, he was in Bulworth. I forgot about that. He was the insurance agent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, a great actor. Are we ready for Nope though?
Yep. Let's talk about Nope.
Nope, the new Jordan Peele movie. And I'm gonna go out on a ledge and say favorite movie of the year so far. I really love this one.
I really did too, and I was going into it thinking that it's just going to be all aliens, little green guys, and not at all what I was expecting. I'll definitely say with the advertisements, and like the marketing for this, it definitely subverted my expectations for what I was going to expect. But I also went in not expecting anything, just having everything just set low and taking it all in at once.
Yeah. Well, one thing I will
I feel with like...
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I feel with like Jordan Peele's movies, like he definitely puts a lot of layers into everything. And, there's a lot of like subtext within his storytelling.
Oh, yeah. No.
And pushes his narrative forward.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, all his movies have, like, themes. And he loves his themes. And it's something... Yeah. I'm a sucker for good themes in movies. Yeah. And obviously, the big theme in this one, it's the title's the giveaway. And I was, like, midway through third act before I figured it out. It's about, like essentially, there's an issue... And the instinct is just to look at it and be like, nope.
Nope.
Nope. And and the important thing is you don't do that. The important thing is you address it. Yes, and of course you
address it. You face it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I imagine he has like global warming in his head or something like that. But you could apply it to so many things because your instinct is almost always to go, nope.
Huh.
It's something I really enjoyed. But the other thing I really noticed was there's this idea of almost like trying to tame it and almost monetize it.
Yeah. And
I noticed because they talk about, okay, so we're dealing with these horse ranchers. I cannot remember their names, but it's Daniel Kaluuya. OJ. Yeah, OJ. Yeah, he's OJ. And then his sister are essentially horse ranchers.
Emerald.
Yeah, that's right. They're horse ranchers, and they one thing they like to do is try to work on movies, and one of the movies they almost worked on, I don't think they ended up working on them because they said they went with camels, was The Scorpion King.
Yeah.
And I remember when they said that, I was like, that's a weird movie to drop in there. Why are they dropping it in there? And it's all because of the story of the scorpion and the frog. They're trying to tame this creature, but you can't tame this creature. And if you don't know the story of the scorpion and the frog, then get out there.
Yeah, it's a wild beast, you shouldn't try and tame wild beast, but I'm happy you brought that main point up because this movie, again, with the subtext and how he's telling the story, the film, how it opens is what looks like a television set where a chimp kind of went mad and killed a few people,
which goes into that as well.
Yeah, and but you see it from a perspective which really seems like a strange, because you see the monkeys looking right into camera. So at first we're like, what? But that'll be explained later. Because at first I was like, okay, this is the point right here, and then we're going to get into the story.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really interesting, and I put those pieces together when they went and met Jupiter at the Jupiter Ranch. And he's like, "Do you want to see something cool?" And then it went in, and I was like, "Oh, he is a sick fuck."
Well,
I was going, this is the real monster of the movie.
Yeah, we're dealing with a dude with real psychological damage.
And, later when it shows that he was a kid actor on a show that had a chimpanzee, and the chimpanzee killed most of his co-stars, and later we find out horrifically maimed another one, and permanently disfigured her, which I kind of like that we never had any alludement to that in the film. We just saw, like, what happened, and then we later see her. So that part is just left up to our imaginations, and that I remember I was sitting in the theaters just going, "Oh, Mr. Peel, that is the most unsettling part of your movie for me right there." That not knowing what happened. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say we do have to talk about that Gordy scene because I love how that's shot.
Well, I do too. Yeah, I loved how it was shot. Yeah.
So I mean, it's obviously a sitcom, so we get a little bit of the sitcom element. And then all of a sudden it goes to black when Gordy goes nuts. Yeah. And then from then on in, you get this shot from under a table. And here, like, what's going on sounds very graphically violent. And you can see some blood, you see some movement in bodies.
Like, you see the lower half of a torso and Gordy standing and, like, beating it and the body shaking to it. Like,
You see the legs moving on the torso, and then Gordy jumps over and bam, bam. But you don't see that. You kind of just see Gordy go over next to it, and you see his arms. So you know what's happening. But so much of it is left to the imagination, which makes it all the more terrifying, because, my God. And you even hear some stuff that sounds like flesh getting torn and stuff like that. It sounds really grotesque.
Yeah.
But it's left to imagination. This movie is R-rated.
Mm-hmm. And I'd definitely say it's a hard R.
Yeah, but it leaves so much to imagination. Like, it's not like gore at all.
No, not at all.
I kind of love how it's done, though. Like, he's got a good eye. He is a very talented filmmaker.
Yeah, he really has, like, found, like, the perfect niche for his storytelling craft. Like, this was just, I really think this was definitely a masterpiece that he had.
Yeah.
And that's not even, and we're not even talking about the main threat throughout the entire film.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten to the UFO.
Or the what is it, the UIA?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, or something like that.
Which is interesting. So, yeah, we spoil everything. We've already spoiled a nice chunk. That being said, this movie's an experience. Even spoiled, you should go watch it.
Yeah, even spoiled already, because there's, again, like we had mentioned earlier today already, the internet is a very interesting landscape.
Yes. But there are layers to this movie, and it's an experience more than just, like, a narrative.
Yeah.
And not to say
absolutely.
Not to say the narrative isn't good. The narrative is excellent, but it's an experience movie. But yeah, they're trying to get footage of this weird saucer.
Perfect shot.
Yeah, this weird saucer keeps on going around their farm.
And which they think it's just a UFO. Yeah.
Yeah, at first they're thinking it's a weird alien spacecraft, and it might be alien, and it might be a space. Well, it's not a spacecraft, or is it?
No, it's not.
But it is. I don't know how you qualify it, but like
it's a living thing.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You think of it as like this. Like there'd be aliens inside. No, the UFO itself is the creature.
Yeah.
And one thing that actually came to my mind is, and it plays into the Scorpion theme, and it was also nice to see Michael Wincott again. But he's an actor I haven't seen for a while. He was a villain in The Crow, and
the cinematographer.
Yes, yeah. He has that gravelly voice.
Yeah, but he was good. I liked him.
Yeah, he came in. They asked him to come in. He's like, oh, well, like the UFO knocks out all power, so they can't get a good shot of it, and they want to prove this thing exists. And he's like, I have a crank camera. I can get a shot of it.
Yeah.
But
that was cool. I kind of wish that we had more of him describing and talking about how he made this and what it is.
Yeah.
Because I was like, when he showed it and he's like, started winding up. I'm like, hold on, pause movie. The fuck is that thing?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that thing.
You see, when he first showed it, I just was like, oh, that must be like a really old school camera, like an antique camera, like before it really worked well on power. But then it's like, it's got like a 4K thing on it. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, this is a little something I made up myself. Pause movie.
Yeah.
Go on, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Go on.
Tell me about your 4K hand crank camera.
Yes, please. Your IMAX hand cranked camera, sir. Please. Tell me more.
But of course, he's going after the perfect shot, so he goes after a perfect shot, the UFO. And like the scorpion.
Yeah, it gets him.
Yeah, it's... But yeah...
Well, the family of the boy who was on the set of the television show grew up and bought like a Wild West resort place in the middle of the desert, and he and his family are there. But I guess through dialogue we find out that they had known about this thing up there for like 6 months prior to the events of the film starting.
Yeah. Well,
they've been having shows and stuff out there. And what I didn't get is like, even like for 6-8 months, whatever, you know, that little theater would have been packed. With people. Like, I think word would have gotten out that, you know, you go out to this Jupiter Ranch and they got a UFO that eats horses, man.
Maybe, yeah. That being said, again, it shows the nature, his human nature. He's monetizing this thing. Which is
this guy even had
a
museum. Yeah, he even had a museum of that day on set. Had a shoe that was definitely emphasized.
Yeah.
In like the opening shot, because it was standing perfectly upright. Like, it definitely emphasized that shoe, but we later see that in the museum, and it's like, this guy's saying, usually I charge money for people to come back here. Yeah. And it's like, dude, like,
this is dark.
That is awful. That is awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started putting it together right then, and then when they said, look how good that worked out for Siegfried and Roy, that's when it was just like, oh, it just clicked for me right then. Which also, I was the only one in my showing that laughed at that.
Yeah. Well, I didn't laugh at that, but yeah, it's definitely, it's one of those things. It's like,
I have a bit of a dark sense of humor.
No, it's understandable.
I found it funny. But the timing was great.
Yeah. But geez, I'm running out of things to say. Mostly just, all I want to say is, dude, if you're not sure if you want to watch this, go watch this. It is so goddamn good. I loved it.
It is. And also, it is beautiful, and I'm a little pissed at myself. So I'm sitting in the theater, right, waiting for this to start, and they have a little featurette of it before, like a little making of, and it's Jordan Peele talking about how this is the first time I've ever had access to IMAX cameras, and not only just one IMAX camera, several IMAX cameras, and I put them to the fullest use. And I'm just thinking, and here I am sitting in the standard theater. If I would have known that, I would have bought it in IMAX.
Well,
so I might go back and watch it again in IMAX next time.
You know, part of my problem is the IMAX theater doesn't have as nice of chairs, which is
they
annoying.
Don't. Well, there's two theaters that I'll primarily go to here in Columbus. One is that's in Gahanna. It's a little bit of a lesser popular theater, so it's easier for me to get into the bigger ones that are harder to find at like the nicer, more recent or updated ones. The theaters in Gahanna, they still have the old drop seats.
Oh, I hate those.
But they rock.
Well, I know that. The theater
they got the leather one. They got the early reclining ones.
Yeah.
But they're not like the early ones. They're not that great. And the other one, the nicer one I go to is the one that's at Polaris, and they have the full like space. Each row is a row.
Yeah. Well,
like I could be fully extended and don't have to move when people are walking through the aisle. But I hardly do.
Definitely. I will say the local theater that I don't usually go to does have the drop seats, and they do rock. They're not supposed to, but they definitely rock.
Yeah, no, they're not supposed to. They're not at all supposed to.
But yeah, no, just go see it. That's just fucking filmmaking. If you admire film, or if you just like a good movie, if you like a good horror movie, go see it. Just do it.
Yes.
Are we ready for Ghoulies? Perhaps.
Yes.
They will
Let's
get
get
you
into
in the
Ghoulies.
end. You know, when you were texting me that kind of comes together in the end, you weren't 100% wrong. You weren't...
No.
It's a movie.
I'll admit, it had been a long time since I had seen this.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized how long of a time it had been while I was watching it, because at least for the first hour, I was like, I don't fucking remember any of this.
No, it's
Like,
it's a weird one.
Yeah, like I remember seeing it, I think.
And here, like in the end, when I finally realized exactly the story they're going to tell, because for most of this, I'm like, what the fuck story are they doing? What is this?
What
don't know.
is happening?
Yeah. And then in the end, when it actually does come together, I'm like, oh, well, I could see how that could actually be a cool low-budget movie.
Yeah.
They didn't do that, but they didn't.
No.
So
I mean, it had great potential, just horrible execution.
no. Just to go over the story real quick, because there's potential with this story. So, like, well, I don't know. Are they supposed to be college students? I'm not even sure.
I think so, because he said he was leaving school, and honestly, he didn't look like he was an incoming freshman, if anything.
No.
If anything, I had to guess it would probably be like grad school or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, they look 35, 30, but...
Yeah.
But anyways, it seems like we got a college kid who's gets access to this house, and he brings his friends along to party.
Well, 2 of them are there to party.
Yeah. Well, there's 6 in total, right?
Yeah.
Including Mariska Hargitay there to solve some sexual crimes, probably. No, it's
I really
super
loved
early
the
roll.
2 stoner. I really loved the 2 stoner guys.
Yeah.
Like, especially the guy who totally was like a knockoff Tim Robbins.
Yeah.
Who I thought was Tim Robbins for the first 20 minutes of this movie.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, cool, Tim Robbins is in this.
Wait, is that Tim Robbins or Thomas Dolby? I can't tell. It's a mix.
He's rocking the Tim Robbins, though.
Yeah, for sure.
And that.
But anyways, he brings his friends here, and he comes across a book, and he starts learning magic spells.
Yeah, because, when finding books in strange houses has always worked out well when you read
and he
them.
treats it very seriously. Part of the problem with this is that it jumps around between all these characters, so I don't even know which character I really need to be following. But, like, he's learning this spell, he has his friends down there, and they're, like, goofing off, and he's like, silence! It's like, okay. And then one of the friends disappears, but it's mid-cut, so you don't even register that they're supposed to be missing, and then everybody's freaking out. It's like, okay. I had to rewind it just to be like, okay, did we actually see them vanish, or are they just not there? Like the next shot, they're just not there. It's like, okay, cool, whatever.
And not to mention the gravestone with the pentagram on the grounds.
Yeah.
I mean, that was welcoming.
Yes. But anyways, it turns out to be all this trap set up by the one kid's father to get him to learn magic so he can absorb his magical essence or something like that.
Yeah, something like...
And here's the deal. Like, I could see doing a rework of this script and having a really cool story, because I'm looking at it going, that's kind of cool. Maybe more emphasize that the kid's drawn to doing the magic, and he can't, he's not sure why, and he's taking it seriously.
And like, he's just a natural at it, and it just comes to him like second nature. Yeah, no, I was thinking the same exact thing. Like, if this would have been just retooled a little, and kind of perfected and got, like, the sharper edges out. Like, if they made it so that he's more of a natural, or he's looking at it and, or let's say somebody else in the party finds the book, they open it up and they go, I don't know, it's some weird language.
Yeah.
I've never seen it before. Pass it to someone who happens to be an expert in that, or going to school for it, that we could establish with dialogue. Going, I've never heard or seen anything like this. Hands it to him. Reads it perfectly.
Yeah. No,
like...
And that's the thing. Actually, like, visually looking at this movie, budget-wise, it's there. It looks totally decent. I mean, there's definitely some cheaper tables and shit like that. It's not perfect, but I think it works well enough budget-wise. And you
I mean,
oh, go ahead.
the Ghoulies themselves. I was gonna say the Ghoulies themselves, like the little demon creatures and everything. They look pretty good.
Well, I was about ready to get to the Ghoulies because we haven't brought them up yet because they're such a goddamn afterthought in this thing.
They really are.
Like, they're barely in the beginning, and then they pop up in the end, but, like, this so feels like they had this storyline about this kid becoming a wizard, then his father popping up and trying to take his magic from him. But then they were like, oh, Gremlins is possible. Let's turn it into a Gremlins knockoff. And did, like, the minimal work necessary to get them in there.
You see, about right when the Ghoulies started showing up, I started to kind of have some memories of where my head was at when we were pitching this, or when I pitched this to you, and thinking, yeah, I think I've seen that before. And I remember then, as soon as like they started just coming up and conjuring themselves, and I go, I got this confused with the first Puppet Master.
Oh.
I thought he just controlled them and they were just always there. No, I got this mixed up with Puppet Master.
No, I mean, there's these two dwarves that appear to have a much bigger role than the Ghoulies, honestly, and that confused the shit out of me, too.
They were little Vikings.
Yeah, they felt like an afterthought, too, just like, what?
But very pivotal to the conclusion, though.
Yeah.
Which I also thought was like, wait, why are they, what?
Yeah. This movie definitely needed more focus, and it just felt like they had, like, a rough draft of the script, and were like, oh, let's make a Gremlins knockout out of this, like, rough draft. And then let's just, don't touch up that script at all. Let's just film it.
Hey, should we put a lady in a riding chair that's electronic? No, Gremlins did it.
Yeah, no.
We'll just drown the guy in a moat.
Well, we'll just bring in Mariska Hargitay before she was in SVU. That's all.
Yeah, I couldn't help but notice that too.
It's like, I mean, you definitely recognize her. She's a lot younger than I'm used to seeing her. But I think she was actually 21 when she did this.
Yeah, I was watching it on my laptop, and my wife was next to me on the couch. She was watching something else, and she happened to look over and go, "Oh, hey, that's her." And I was like, "Wait, oh, it is."
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
And it was hard not to look at her the same way.
No, yeah. Like I said, I sent you the text. I'm waiting for Ice-T to show up so these two can solve a crime.
Yeah. But it does come together in the third act.
It does. It's like when the third act happens, it's like, oh, I could see this being okay. It's not, but I could see it. It's a movie that I'll. It's not good, but I have trouble hating it because there's something there that they just gave up on even trying to get to. But yeah.
They definitely swung and missed.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. I guess I don't know. I don't have a whole lot to add. Do you have any final thoughts on Ghoulies?
No.
Okay. Well then.
I guess my final hot takes I have of it are just, man, again, if it were reworked, this would definitely be worth a Blumhouse reboot or even a direct-to-Shudder reboot.
Oh yeah. Well, shit, man. This is the type of movie that's begging for a remake. Honestly. Just get rid of the Ghoulies. Honestly.
Or maybe make them a little more predominant.
Yeah, I guess.
Like have them kind of being up to no good.
They're in the title.
Yeah, or like maybe. Well, I mean, yeah, it's that. I mean, I don't know.
That's
mystery and sorcery.
That's the thing. This movie makes just as much sense if you cut the Ghoulies out entirely. And I know they're they're the title, but it's just such tacked on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and a random note, this was produced by Charles Band, who was actually one of the writers and directors of Dr. Mordred and Master of the Unknown. Random fact.
That reminds me. We forgot to mention another passing.
Oh. I didn't know of another one. I didn't.
Yeah. The H.H. Holmes movie we saw, David Warner.
Yes.
Yeah,
David Warner
he passed away today. I believe so. Yeah.
I have not heard that one. He's not young either, but
No, he passed away today. I think.
Yep, at 80.
Or yesterday. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that is sad.
That you had mentioned that, and it just reminded me of the H.H. Holmes movie.
Yeah.
It's like, oh wait, yes, because I think we watched that the same week or within the same weeks.
Possibly the H.G. Wells.
H.G. Wells.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. Yeah, we didn't watch a movie on H.H. Holmes.
Yeah. It was on John
However,
Holmes. John.
Well, there is one about him that I've heard a lot of great things. It's not one of his professional works. It's a film about him, not his works.
Yeah, when he travels
It's
back
like
in time to stop Jack the Ripper.
No, it's like I think it's Wanderlust. Or something like that.
Yeah,
or Wonderland.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, Val Kilmer's in it.
Okay.
I think it's like games and like drugs and guns, like wild action, crazy stuff.
Yeah.
From what I understand.
Okay.
We should add that to our list, possibly.
Okay.
Because if it's a Val Kilmer thing, that's great. But yeah, I remember reading that, and I wanted to bring that up.
Okay.
Yeah, David Warner had passed away. What was your first movie that you remember him in?
Oh God, it's probably. Fuck, it's probably Star Trek 5.
Ninja Turtles 2. That's the first
Ninja
movie I
Turtles
can remember
2,
seeing him in.
I think was a few years after Star Trek 5, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was good.
He was. He really was.
Yeah, no,
and I was always kind of pleased whenever I saw him in anything. Actually, he's also in Titanic, isn't he?
Oh, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah, he plays what's his name? The main antagonist, Rose's fiance in that movie.
Well, no, that's Billy Zane. But
Yeah, his number one. Billy Zane's number one in that.
Yeah.
Like his little henchman guy.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, one thing I wanted to mention about his role in Ninja Turtles is that it's obvious he was just like an offshoot Baxter Stockman. I'm not sure why he wasn't named Baxter Stockman. That being said, he did such a good job with that role that I didn't miss it. I didn't. He did a good job. You know.
He did. He was great, and it would have been very cool if they took him as Baxter Stockman.
Yeah, and I'm not sure.
I mean, better than the one that we got.
Yeah. Those movies happen.
They're good Ninja Turtle movies. I just can't get over the fact how they made the Ninja Turtles look.
I know.
I'll admit that. They're good Ninja Turtle stories. I can't get over how they look. I'm sorry. I can't.
Well, I think it's a topic for another day. But yeah, the look is just too much with them. It's just way too goddamn much.
Just way too much. Yeah.
All right. Are we ready for Predators, though?
Yeah. Let's get it on. With
All right.
Crap.
So I kind of enjoy this one. In fact, I would say I kind of enjoy it a bit more than the second one. But
blasphemy.
Yeah, let's hear what your thoughts are, because it sounds like you're not as...
I hated this movie.
Really.
I hated this.
Oh wow.
So much.
Oh wow. I'm kind of interested. What are your issues? I mean, I have issues too, but let's get in.
I liked the aspect that they were all picked and dropped for the hunt, and it was just just jumping around with the story and everything, and just how there was no real hope or anything for them, like that. Those are the parts of it I like. I don't know. I just kind of hate the structure of it. The big ensemble cast, how they're all just, their own character and a caricature of that. the whole time. I'm not a fan of that way of storytelling, but it has to be here for this movie. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. I enjoy what they did with it. I just least favorite entry in the franchise for me.
No, well,
simply just for I just kind of feel it's just,
have you seen the fourth one yet?
The one where they're creating them in labs?
Yeah, that's right. They are doing that in that one. Yes.
Yeah. That one is a slim rank above this one.
All right. Well, we'll see if your opinion changes next week. We'll see if my opinion changes next week, because I remember just disliking that one.
I don't know. Just if they're gonna meet a character who has been there for a long period of time, clearly he's already lost his fucking mind. One, that's obvious and given, but like, why not just have like him work for them and then just for no reason whatsoever immediately turn on them, other than the fact that he is crazy?
Yeah.
Like, I thought so much of it just didn't work for the story for me.
I would see for me, I have to do breakdowns almost of the characters, almost this, because overall, I actually enjoy most of these characters, but there are actually a couple that don't work. Nolan almost works for me. Who is the guy who's been there? It's Lawrence Fishburne. He's been trapped on this planet, and I really love the idea of his character. He's gone insane, but he's done 7 to 10 seasons with these predators. He's killed a few of them.
Yeah.
I like the idea of that character. But then he sets a trap and gets killed almost instantly. Like, literally, we meet him and he is the next kill. It's like...
What is the point of meeting him?
I don't know what the point of his is. He is definitely the most wasted character. Second most wasted has to be Topher Grace. Who is... They play up the mystery of why is he here? And I remember even during when they were advertising for this, it's like, why is he here? And my instant thought was, well, I'm going to assume he's a serial killer, so I hope they don't take that angle, because that's the most obvious thing in the universe. Because of course it'd be something like that.
I kind of hated that too.
And of course that's exactly what it is. And it's like, oh.
Mostly it's just because Topher fucking Grace is a serial killer. Well, I mean, that's the most convincing role I've ever seen Topher Grace in, next to Eric Foreman. So
yeah.
That's one thing the movie has going for it. Another thing the movie has going for it, in my opinion.
No, I actually think the idea of him being a serial killer makes sense, which is why I was kind of hoping they wouldn't go that route. It's like so goddamn obvious. So
and I mean, it's obvious with Waylon Goggins' character, who another thing, in my opinion, this movie worked.
Yeah, Walton Goggins. Worked. Yeah, I forgot he was in this, and I kind of forgot he was too, but as soon as I heard his voice, I'm like, oh fuck, thank Christ, yes. Well, I mean, we're introduced to Walton Goggins and Mahershala Ali at once because they're fighting each other, and it's like, oh my god, I forgot both these actors were in this movie.
Yeah, I thought he was. I thought the other actor, not Waylon. What did you say his name was?
There's Mahershala Ali. Is that what you're talking about?
Mahershala, thank you. Yeah, Mahershala, thank you. Yeah, him. Which I knew he was, and I recognized him because as a photo from last year's con, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And with that Blade, and you had sent me that Blade announcement right as that scene came up, and I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, I'm very excited to see what he does with Blade, but I don't know. So overall with this movie, it works for me, but I like your complaints. I get them because it's kind of the complaints I have. I think I'm a bit more forgiving maybe than you are of the complaints, but
yeah, I mean, why do it in Preserve if we literally watched the Predators do it on on Earth, 2 different locations? Why not? I'm not saying that, that wasn't broken. I mean, it worked very well, and they expanded on that idea of the Predator coming to a different planet to hunt. I kind of thought them hunting in a preserve was really stupid.
Well, they actually established it's 2 different tribes, and this is the other tribe's way of doing it.
Another thing I kind of thought was dumb. The other Predator.
I don't think they do that much with it, which is kind of
that was stupid.
Yeah,
that was stupid.
It is. Yeah, it is kind of unnecessary. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I enjoy it for what it is.
Like, I don't. I didn't hate it. I'm just being dramatic with it. Just there's a lot of it I just kind of thought was dumb and didn't
for
work
sure,
for me.
for sure. Well, I think there's dumb stuff in all these movies. I mean, the first one's the best one.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, in the last one, the Predator dropped an F-bomb. I mean, there's
For
a
sure,
lot of
for
silliness
sure.
in these things.
Yeah. But yeah, for me, it's just I like these characters. I like getting the samurai sword fight, which is it's dumb. You don't need that, but fuck
No,
it. Cool.
but that was pretty
Yeah.
badass, though. That I mean, I forgot there was a Yakuza guy.
Yeah.
And as soon as I saw him, I went, "Oh well, shit! Problem solved.
Yeah.
Give this man a katana.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
Right there."
Yeah, like I said, almost all the characters work for me. Danny Trejo's doesn't have much of a role at all. Mahershala
No, I
Ali,
mean,
unfortunately, doesn't have much more.
The big Russian.
Yeah, he has his
him.
moments. Yeah.
I liked him. I particularly like the part with him and Topher and Waylon, where
Yeah.
Waylon's talking about, being gross
Yeah.
and disgusting.
Yes.
And Topher's just awkwardly agreeing. Then he goes to sit next to the Russian.
Yeah.
The Russian, without hesitation, you should not hang around him.
Yeah. No, the Russian was like,
It's like, yeah.
he's a Russian mercenary, but he's nice, and he kind of takes Topher under his wing and helps protect him.
And that is what we later find out was Topher's endgame goal,
Yeah.
to do that with all of them. But Adrian Brody sussed him out immediately.
Yes, for sure.
He clocked him like, yeah, no.
I want to return to Walton Goggins a little bit because he is, throughout most of the movie, he's the character that I kind of dislike the most. Or, I really don't like him. But he actually gets, like, a decent end. Like...
He does. He does have, like, a best redeeming arc.
Yeah. Adrian Brody's redeeming arc is okay. But, yeah, like, Walton Goggins kind of came out of nowhere where he just suddenly he's knifing a predator on the back like a badass. And, hell.
Yeah, I kind of loved how he jumped up on him and just, like, prison shanked the shit out of his guts.
Yeah, for sure.
I loved that.
Well, like, he's complaining about how he doesn't have a
yeah.
gun, and it's like, shit, dude, you don't need a gun. You're fucking him up.
No, you didn't need one, man. You fucked him up with that knife.
Yeah. I don't know. Like,
I was also suspect of Topher Grace when they found that flower.
Mm-hmm.
And he put it on his blade, and he just keep it there. And I go like, okay, why aren't you cleaning your blade off, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're probably going to use that later for your food.
Mm-hmm.
That was a dumb decision for you to do that to begin with.
Yeah, for sure. What's the thing? So
You're stupid.
Here's the deal. So, essentially, you get this whole group of people, and they're all predators in some way. Get the title?
Yep.
And, and I think it mostly lives up to that title, with a couple of exceptions. Topher Grace.
I kind of feel like they should have called this one The Prey.
Well,
or maybe The Hunt, or Predator's Hunt.
Maybe. Well, I don't know. It's like I like it, but yeah, it's not as good as it could have been.
No.
But yeah, I'm more forgiving. I enjoy this. I enjoy this more than the second one.
I don't know, man. They had OG Predator strung up like he was nothing. Like, I kind of took a lot of offense to that.
No. Well, don't worry. OG Predator comes back in the next one, if I remember correctly. Right?
Better start some shit.
Yeah, the next one.
Oh, God, I hope so.
Oh, God. I haven't seen the next one since it came out, but... Yeah.
I remember catching the last half of it on FX one night and not really being that, like, oh, cool. Oh.
I'll get a refresher next week, but I remember being thoroughly unimpressed with it when I went to see it in the theater. Like, it's actually a Shane Black film. And Shane Black movies feel like Shane Black movies. Except for
and
the
Shane
Predator.
Black was in the first one.
Except for the Predator.
He was in the first one.
Yeah, the first Predator feels more like a Shane Black movie than the one he directs.
Well, I mean, if anyone would not, I would trust not to fuck it up, would be somebody who starred in the original.
Yeah. Well, I get the sense there's studio meddling with that fourth one. It feels.
Oh,
like
more
that.
than likely. I feel there was a lot of meddling with this one.
Potentially, I don't think it was
Now-
as bad though. I don't think.
Now, if they would have made it that, somehow the xenomorphs were behind putting them there and all that, that would have been cool. But,
Well, when they
that's just me. That's me trying to write my own fan fiction.
when they do another Predator movie after Prey, we'll have to go back and look at something else, and it will probably have to be the Alien versus Predator movies.
Oh, can we just watch Aliens?
Well, I'm sure Alien stuff will come up soon too.
Well, I mean, can't we just watch it because it's cool?
Maybe. I mean, we're gonna have open gaps where you can pick stuff, dude.
All right, I know. I'm just saying, we could just watch Aliens.
Yeah?
That's always a good go-to.
No, the first two.
Yeah, the first. I want to change your mind on 3. I think there's a lot more to it.
I don't.
And that's just based off of a recent rewatch. So I think there's a little bit more to talk about with it.
Well, anything you want to add to Predators before we wrap up? I guess.
No. I like I said, for the most part, I did enjoy it quite a bit. Like there's a lot of it that I felt would have worked, but I didn't feel it did for me.
Yeah.
I think if I recall, around the time like these kind of ensemble things were happening quite a bit in like action and stuff, and a lot of genres to me kind of started to blend over from one to another. And personally, I just kind of, I don't know, I believe in the philosophy of, it's not that I don't accept change in a genre or anything like that. I just really think that, if something's not broken, there's no point to fix it. And with like the Predator, how I feel like what's not broken about it is just the Predators hunting in somewhere, and like one, how that sets up.
Yeah.
I feel that works. That's perfect. Them being dropped in, okay, cool, that can work. Let's see where they go with it. Oh, they're just in the middle of a tribal war. We're getting a lot more lore. Okay, if we're going to do that, how about we learn more about the Predator species? Let's go into their backstory. Oh, we're just going to mention that and just gloss over it. That's the big thing where I feel it missed the mark.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah, it's not perfect, but I don't know.
It's not.
I enjoy it. It's
not
fine
yeah.
enough.
Yeah. It could be worse.
So yeah, I meant to go over this with you before now, but I guess I can always edit. So for next week, I went ahead. We got DC's League of Super Pets, Predator 4, and then the first part of Jessica Jones. Does that work for you?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. And then the week after that, you'll get to choose something, because Jessica Jones was just something I threw in there.
The first part of Jessica Jones, and that's an 8 episode.
I did episodes 1 through 5, since the other 2 are movies, so it'll be easier to do 5. And then the other 2 weeks we'll do 4.
Okay.
All right, does that work for you?
Yeah, let me get this down. So,
I definitely
Jessica Jones.
I definitely think it'd be nice to work through all these series, since I guess they're canon now, more or less.
Yeah.
We might be able to work through them all through the gaps before Daredevil comes out again. That's
League of Super Pets?
Yeah, DC's League of Super Pets.
Is that out already?
Comes out next week. No. Or
okay, cool. I thought
Friday or something like that.
I thought it came out already.
No, it just.
And the Predator.
Yes, the Predator. Well, that's the thing. So both Predators and the Predator do this thing where they're ignoring all the previous sequels and just trying to do a straight sequel to the first one. And that's something I wish would die. Listen, I'm not saying you have to do a direct sequel to any of them, but doing this thing where you're pretending like the other ones don't exist, just don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, no. It works, I think, at times.
It can.
And I don't think, and it can and it can't. I think a good example of it working is Halloween.
I was about to say Halloween 2018 is probably the best example of it working.
Well, even with that, there's I don't. You could keep this in the show or not, or it could just be us talking.
Yeah.
But with Halloween, you know how the one timeline goes with Halloween 1, and Halloween 2, and then Halloween 20, H2O, and then Resurrection.
Yeah.
That's one timeline. Another timeline is Halloween 1, Halloween 2, Halloween 3, but not really.
Halloween 3 is
but
kind of
so
its
Halloween
own
1 and
thing
2,
by itself.
and then Halloween. All right, so Halloween 1 and 2,
Mm-hmm.
and then 4, 5, and 6.
Yes.
Which that's the Jamie timeline, which is the daughter, Danielle Harris.
Yeah.
But the top one would be her son, Josh Hartnett Strode, whatever his character's name was. And then there's the current one that we're in, which is just Halloween, and then Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and then Halloween Ends. Which, that is one how I really feel it works, because there are these different narratives and stories that happen within the universe of Halloween. But each of them have their own great things that are great about them and not so great.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
Something that I think is not so great with my favorite of them, which is the little girl, the daughter timeline, is kind of the overall campiness of 5.
Oh, 5.
I mean,
5 is one of the worst.
There's police officers who have their own goddamn theme, man.
It's
they're walking
it's
out
tough
of
to
a
describe the theme. It's like a cartoon theme, like a Saturday morning cartoon theme for the goddamn police officers. Oh my god.
The theme just tells you reassurance.
No,
you are safe.
Like, it's one of those.
This is a hijinks-free department.
Like, if you told me that the theme music for those cops was the same theme music used for Bulk and Skull in the Power Rangers, I would believe you. I wouldn't.
That's Bulk and Skull all grown up.
Yeah,
but in a different time, but in the different multiverse of Crescent High or whatever.
Where they're
Yeah, and cops this time.
Yes. Oh.
And idiots.
Yes.
Still.
Well, I mean, sure. Dumber somehow.
But something I really love about it, like kidding aside, with 6 in particular, how there's like the 2 cuts of it. Now, the cut that's the theatrical cut is one that, hold on. Well, 6 is one that has a lot of cuts in it that, one of the producers over at Miramax wanted other changes in it to make it more popular with flashes and cuts, and that's what scares the Cures, because that's what Harvey really thought so.
Yeah. Brilliant man.
And fuck him. Fuck him.
Yeah.
But and if you get the producer's cut, they go way more into the Thult of Corn or the Occult of Thorn stuff. And that's something I really enjoyed, because I kind of always felt that there was its own lore with everything. Like the different main slashers. And when I say like the main guys, I really just mean, I guess, kind of the core ones. Leatherface, Jason, Freddy, Michael, and I guess Chucky too.
I guess you could throw Chucky. There's a couple of secondary ones, but yeah, it's really those 4. But Chucky would probably be the closest next one.
Yeah, Chucky is definitely the honorable mention because, you don't fuck with the Chuck.
Yeah.
But those core 4, though, they each had their own lore and like kind of, I guess, sense of like their own staple. And this is like when I got into horror before we started remaking all of this. Like, I definitely will say that Scream is really what got me. Well, no, Halloween made me love slasher movies. Scream just solidified my love for them. Halloween, though, like with that, Michael, as far as we know, he just snapped one day as a kid, but maybe with that lore of the original films, and this is before 20, in my mind with it, was always just that, maybe he got into the cult thing in the insane asylum, He met some crazy people. Some people who bought into his crazy and sold him on some more. Perfectly explanation, perfectly explainable to me. Freddy, he made a deal with the devil, as we found out through those films. So yeah, there you go. Jason, some supernatural Frankenstein stuff, because I always saw the parallels of Jason and Frankenstein. I always saw the parallels between those two characters.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And Chucky, very similar, Leatherface, well, that's just a guy who just kind of is a whole family of crazy. Talk about crazy timelines.
Yeah. Well, stay tuned, because in October we're going to be talking about a lot of this stuff, I think.
Oh, yeah, because we also got a Halloween Kills trailer from Comic-Con, too.
Halloween Ends.
Halloween Ends, that's right.
Yeah. But yeah.
Halloween
Looking
Ends,
forward to
yes.
seeing how that ends, yes.
I am, too, because I'm in the minority. I enjoyed that movie.
Halloween Kills? Yeah, I enjoyed it, too.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I know people bash it, and I will say I like, when CP was on, he talked about the original ending that he actually saw. And I like that ending better. That being said, I liked what we got, too.
Yeah, I kind of like what we got, too.
So, yeah. That comes out in October. But yeah, next week, crap, I just lost it. Oh yeah, so League of Super Pets, The Predator, and Jessica Jones. Everyone have a good one.
Take care.
I want to go ahead and add some audio credits at the end here. The theme music you're hearing at the beginning and end of this podcast was written and performed by George Johnson, a very good friend of mine. And my current Patreons are Fel Martins, David Lara, and Lindsay Pankhurst. If you'd like to become a patron, go ahead and follow the link down below. Anything you can provide would be incredibly helpful to this channel. We're barely limping by right now. I'd love to make this my full-time job. I'm miles away from that right now. So any help you could provide, just $1 a month would be amazing. You know you want to. All your friends are doing it.